Hello, my name is Starlight. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and I'm reaching out to all of you beautiful souls out there. I hope you're able to get out in nature like Starlight is. And I have been out here all day doing different things out in this area. I already did my yoga, my meditation, met a couple people out here today, got to talk with some people, so it's been a great day. I hope you're able to get out in nature, and I hope you're being friendly with yourself and others, because we really need people to be friendly. And so anyway, ooh, sorry, I just had some water and I had some lunch earlier. So anyway, I do love you, and if you are new to my YouTube channel, welcome, and you can find me on Starlight on YouTube on Starlight, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman. Plus, you can give this video a thumbs up, and you can leave a message down below, beep, beep, beep. Plus, you can also share, and you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. Plus, don't forget, you could check out my playlist, and you could check me out on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman Starlight. So, I can't believe it. You know, the day went so fast, I didn't even see it, you know, but I've been a little busy bee out here, you know, doing the work, you know, for God, talking to people, helping people out, and, you know, working on myself. So anyway, today I really wanted to reach out to you, and I wanted to make this video when I was in a different location, and God kind of moved me out of that location to where I am today. So I'm gonna see how I'm gonna make this thumbnail for this particular video for this topic, because where I was a great place to do this, and now that I'm no longer in that area, I won't be able to do what I want to do, what I wanted to do before. So anyway, I don't know who you are. I don't know, you know, some of you I know, you know, like I might have met you in person, or, you know, you might actually watch my videos, of course, and leave me messages, but I really don't know you really, like, for a long time, like, to be friends, but you guys are family to me. So anyway, I don't know what your background was like, and I'm gonna ask you how you know, like, some of you are like, no, please, Starlight, do not ask me about my childhood. I know. So anyway, I'm gonna ask you, I'm just kind of getting you prepared for that. Like, when you were a kid, I know. Sorry, it's just it's a hard question, isn't it? So when you were growing up, I try to get through this as smooth as possible, you know, we all come from different backgrounds as far as our family goes, and, you know, maybe you had, like, you know, like a split family, a divided family like I did, you know, so maybe you were bouncing back and forth with different parents, you know, different kids, you know, like, we're not brothers, we're not sisters, we are sisters, we are brothers, we're half brothers, we're half sisters, we're step brothers, sisters, and all that yeehaw stuff. But anyway, no matter where you came from, I don't know, I know how it was for me. So did you come from a wealthy family, or did you come from, like, what, you know, they got, like, you know, like, people that have a low income, people that were poor, you know, medium, you know, where you have like the low, I don't know how they word this with society, like the low class, you know, the high class, you know, you got people that, you know, medium wage, you know, people, and then other people, they had so much money they didn't know what to do with. So I don't know how your life was when you were little, when you were growing up, and it could have changed up and down as you were growing, and, you know, even if you got, you know, your parents got separated and married and divorced and all that not so fun stuff, you know, when, you know, maybe you were a poor family at one time with your mom and dad, and then maybe when they broke up, you know, then you ended up having new mom and dad, where, or a new mom or a new dad. And then maybe things change as far as the income goes, and maybe now because, that mom and dad are together, and I don't know, depending on how many kids they have, if they didn't have kids and all that stuff, it all matters, as far as like, did they have money, or did you get, did things get worse? Did it get better financially? And I know these are really, I don't want to open up scars here, but it's a very hard question to ask without affecting some of you as far as your childhood goes, because we all have either, triggers. There's good triggers and negative triggers, triggers, where like, why did you say that? Or certain songs that could come on and it could trigger. Sometimes, we get triggers and they're good memories, But as far as the reason why I'm saying all this is to ask you all these questions is because how you were when you were a kid, there's a lot of kids that they might have had, their mom and dad might have been so poor they couldn't afford anything. And, where I have to say when I was growing up, they were poor. We had food stamps, we had, Department of Social Services getting help. We had people, bringing food to us for Thanksgiving Day, and we, like as far as my family went, is that we were wearing secondhand clothes. It was very rare to actually have anything brand new as far as clothing went, so sneakers more than likely could have been brand new, like maybe when I got older, so we all come from different backgrounds as far as that goes with money, financial stuff like that. And then, like I said, like even if you got, your parents got separated, divorced, and remarried, and like that's what my family went through. It happened so fast, it's like, but anyway, and then it could have, like got better or got worse, depending on your situation. And then later on, if, like me, is that I had 2 kids. And so I have 2 kids, and how did I bring them up? Well, I'll let you answer. I was a single mom bringing up 2 kids, so you can kind of figure out how that worked out, being a single mom with 2 kids. So we made it through, we made it through. That's all I could say is we got through somehow. And that was without a car for a big part of the time, not having a car and having 2 kids. So anyway, the reason why I'm bringing that up is because now, like everybody's different as far as when they were brought up in the family. And if you were brought up in a family and you didn't have anything, that can affect you in so many different ways, where later on you're like, I am going to do whatever it takes so to make sure my kids, my family never go without. So, you got different types of people out there that are going to do things in a different way, and I'm not going to be able to label them all. You might have been a person that struggled your whole life with income, where, you were used to not having much, or you might have, some people do this, they will get together with somebody that has the money, and they're like, yeah, I got me a wife that has money, or I got me set up with a man that's got lots of money, and he likes buying me stuff, or she likes to treat me out, where the reason why I'm making this video is where I was located, I was laughing my butt off. I was like, what in the world? I thought I was really have you ever watched the cartoon, The Flintstones? Well, I grew up with the Flintstones. Fred and Ernie, and I'm trying to think of that's the guys' names, but they had the little vehicles where they would get into them like the Flintstones, but they had wheels, but there was no motor, so they were just kind of, when they had to go somewhere, they had they had the steering wheel that was steering the Flintstone vehicle, but they had to run when they were going somewhere. I don't know if they ever had a vehicle quite like that for real life, did they ever have a Flintstone vehicle like that where you just get in the car and you just start running like Flintstones? Well, that would have saved a lot of gas money, like having a Flintstone vehicle. But the reason why I wanted to talk about the Flintstone is because I was in a location where I'm like, did I time travel somehow or another? Because it was hilarious. And like the golf carts I went in an area and I called up my family. I'm like, this is so weird. I just couldn't get over it. Every day I was laughing. I was laughing and laughing and laughing. I'm like, what is up with this area? I mean, everywhere I looked, there was golf carts and they were decorated. Some of them were decorated and, there was families in them, single people, like all kinds of different types of people. And that's where this video comes from, is because when I was in that location at that particular time, I was like, this is funny. Like, how did I feel watching a bunch of people, with these Flintstone cars? Of course, these cars, the golf carts, did have motors, and they could, they even had, maybe you know where I was. Don't tell anybody. If you know where I was, maybe you went there yourself and like, wow, there's a lot of golf carts everywhere I looked. I mean, they're there, they're over here. They're going to Walmart and Lowe's, like they're going to the park over here. They went to the library over there, and then they had the road for the cars, and then they had special little roads on the side, like a big wide sidewalk that was made for these golf carts. And that's how this video kind of is getting created today, which I wished I was in that area now. It was such a beautiful area where I was, and I wanted to actually make a video, because at certain times at certain parks, the park would have been loaded with those babies. I mean, like families, singles, young teenagers or whoever would have been in these things riding around, like in this area where I was, and it just looked like I was stuck in the Flintstone time with a bunch of golf carts everywhere. And so this is where I'm getting the title is, Are You Trying to Keep Up with the Joneses? And that's about how I felt when I seen all these people riding around, and like I said, and they were all different kinds, different colors, some of them, they had different things, decorations and plastic or, stuff on their seat. And so they would go in swim areas. So I was thinking, how did this place get like this? How long ago did they do this? Because like I said, they had like wide sidewalks that was created for these golf carts to be able to ride along with the traffic, but where you were safe. And there was kids in these golf carts, and sometimes they actually had to go on the road in some areas, and like where their houses were and their families, like in little neighborhoods, where sometimes they actually was on a road, so hopefully the kids were all in their seatbelts in these babies, So are you trying to keep up with the Joneses? And this is how this society is always trying to get the next brand new thing. And no matter what brand new phone you just got, it's old already. It's an old phone. They're selling you an old phone, but you're thinking that, it's a new phone. How do you think, like, it's kind of funny. When I was a kid, did any of you guys grow up with Star Trek? Beat me up, Scotty, beat me up, or the Jetsons, when I was a kid, I was like, oh my, look at the stuff they had in the Jetsons, so it was old before, we thought it was all new stuff, is like cell phones and, different machines out there, like for food, like to be able to get food out of a machine, like when you go to work, just like, oh, there's that sandwich that you want, It is interesting about all that stuff for technology goes, but are you trying to keep up with the Joneses, like, at work, or at school, or, with your family is like, hey, like, always going out and getting the next gadgets that they have out there and to brag about it, or, sneakers, clothing, cars, computers. So, and, really when it comes down to it, you realize that, like I put the video out the other day, is, I never really was a materialistic person. Like, I bought a lot of arts and crafts because I was creating stuff. That was about as far as it got. Most of the stuff that I had in my apartment when I lived there, I got some great goodies on the side of the road, brand new stuff in boxes. I was like, wow. I mean, like, that's how God blessed me many times. And I put my pride right out, and I'm like, I'm gonna go to that house there. They got a box of goodies out there. I know it. And I was so blessed by grabbing people's stuff on the side of the road. And even my kids went through that when they were growing up as teenagers, especially my son. We had a ball. We would go out at nighttime, shopping at nighttime on the streets and grabbing all kinds of goodies, brand new stuff, some stuff that needed to get cleaned up, and bam, I got brand new this, brand new that. It just, some stuff might have needed a new paint job or whatever. I even had a basement sale, because it was like a full-time job. I was a stay-at-home mom, but hey, what time is it? It's like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Great time for garbage shopping. I'm serious. I came home with some interesting stuff. My kids were so excited. It didn't have to be brand new. I was so happy with the things that God, that archangels blessed me with all these goodies. There's times I needed stuff and financially I was hurting, and God knew, I was actually starting to make like prayer lists for garbage runs, is like, God, I could really use this right now. And you wouldn't believe it. I would be driving down the road and, like, I was like, wow, there's something over there. I'm going to check that out. And would you know, the thing that I really wanted, or needed for my house or the kids was right there on the side of the road. It was like, wow, that was free. All I had to do is clean it up or do something to it, and of course I had to sort things out. Sometimes we were going to go out and pick people up. Hey, what is that? Far away, we'll be driving and it was nighttime, so it is kind of interesting doing garbage shopping, is that as you're driving, everything kind of changes, like as your lights are hitting it. We were going to take things that we're not supposed to take. I'm like, nah, we're not going to take that with us. So we had a lot of fun times with that. And so I want to just let you know is that, who are you without all that stuff? I just made that video the other day, is like if we were all naked, and Starlight's wearing her butterflies today. So I am not out here naked, and YouTube would not like that if I did such a thing like that. But, yeah. But, it is really more important to really work on yourself, find out who you are, than to go worry about keeping up with the Joneses, because you'll never keep up with the Joneses and like the Hollywood stars and all that. Are you trying to keep up with, to be Mr. Popular or Miss Popular out in the world and society? I know people that they did chase the dollar bill when they were younger, and it really opened up their eyes. Now they're like, you know what? They thought by having all that stuff, having all that money, was going to bring them happiness. And I was learning this a long time ago when I used to go to church, is it's a temporal happiness. So, like, even when you buy a new top, a beautiful, like, I love this. You know what? I'll wear this over and over and over again, and I'll still love it like the first day that I found it, because I love butterflies. But, going out and spending, like, maybe I got this baby for free, some of you might go out and pay $50 for something like this. And then in the beginning, you're all excited about the new dress that you got or the nice shoes, but are you taking care of those things? Is the love of money in you? Like, are you trying to impress people by, because that's a way of putting a mask on out in public, is by, like, look at me. Now, I got this baby free, so, when I seen this on a hanger, I was like, nobody took this? I'm like, it was a gift from God. God knew that I was going to go to that place and knew that what was going to happen. And, like, Starlight, I got you a butterfly dress today. And I'm like, I am so grateful. But there are people out there in the world, they have so much money. They could go out and buy all kinds of stuff. They're happy for a period of time, then it fades away, and now they got to go get something new. And then then they're happy for a moment in time, and then that fades away and they got to get. But, see, that's the whole thing, and you're chasing the wrong thing. If you start working on inside of you, like I've been, I have so much love and joy inside of me. I am more happier in my situation, living in my car, than maybe some of you that have a full-time job, lots of money coming in, where you could just buy whatever you want and you could be miserable because you're not doing the inside work. So you're really, they set you up like this is to get you to try to, to keep up with the Joneses or the Hollywood stars, thinking that is how we're supposed to live. And, I've found myself in the past where I was happy with nothing before. I could be that chick that could live off the land somewhere. Is there any guys out there that would love to live off the land? Call me up, okay? We got to figure out how to do that, okay? We got to figure out how to live off the land, off the grid, because I love camping. Do you love camping? So, yeah. So maybe there's somebody will call me up and say, hey, Starlight, I'm the guy you're looking for, because I've been, it's going to be the 8-8 portal, so I'm like, where is he, God? So I know he's out there somewhere. So, like the peace and joy that you're searching for is inside. It's not out there. That's the way society has got us to believe that, like everything that you're searching for. And I thought this my whole life most of the time. And I did have my brother that passed away a while back. He was telling me stuff, but I don't even think he understood. He had the words of the knowledge of it, the wisdom of it, but I don't think he really understood what he was talking about. He had the wisdom and the words, and sometimes that's where we start. Sometimes we word things, but we might not quite understand altogether what it means. Like everything that you're searching for is not outside of you, it's inside. So, if you're going out and like you get your next paycheck, and depending on the time of the month, right now is the beginning of the month, this is my birthday month, is that, like a lot of times people might be still paying bills in the beginning of the month, and, like you might get a break somewhere in the middle of the month or, wherever, depending on your bills, and then that might be the time that you're ready to go out and do this and do that, because you got some extra money, you don't have to pay for bills. But really, they tricked you in making you think that was where you're going to get happiness and peace from. It's within. It's spending some time alone with yourself and finding out who you are. And I know some of you are saying, Starlight, but I spend a lot of time alone with myself. And you know what? I get you, because I do too, but I love spending time with myself. But on that note, I really rather spend that time with that loved someone out there, that man, that special man that God has created for me. So stop chasing what the world, because you're making all these people rich out there. They're the ones that now they're happy because they're like, yeah, I got you to buy all my stuff, and they're getting rich, by you buying their stuff. Of course, are they happy? yeah, it's a temporal, and then they can buy more stuff and sell you more stuff, and then it's just like, so be content with what you have. Really be grateful for the things you have now. Like I love my butterfly, and I got my butterfly earrings. You know how long I've had these butterfly earrings? So I love these. I love them just like the first day that I received them. These actually, I believe these ones came from my daughter. So, enjoy, and take care of what you have. Are you even taking care? I was a housekeeper a long time ago, had my own cleaning business. And you know what I learned? A lot of people weren't even taking care of the things that they had. How's your garage? When's the last time you opened it? You can't even stick your car in your garage, right? Or your attic or your basement. Like, it's all getting piled up, right? Well, you know what you could do if you want to feel really good about yourself? Donate it. Go out and donate it to somebody. God is going to bless you back with donating it. I've done that all my life, is just giving it away. God will bless you, and not in the ways that you always are going to think. So happiness is not all about money and material values. It's about loving yourself and finding out who you are and doing that inner work, working, give some love to your inner child, stop judging people and, like acting like you're better than other people because you have more, because that's where pride comes in, where we think, yeah, look at me, I worked my ass off for all this stuff, but you could be miserable inside. So what have you proved? Have you proved anything with all what you have? And you might have all this stuff at your house, and maybe nobody ever comes to your house. You're like, man, I got all this stuff, but I can't even get anybody to come at my house to even see this stuff. Because they don't want to come to your house, maybe because they're like, I don't want to, like, it doesn't matter. I do know people, that have lots of money, and they flash it around everywhere, and they brag about it. Well, I have to say, then, if you got people that are using you because they see that you have money, well, it's kind of your own fault that they're coming to you because you're waving it around and flashing it around and bragging about all the money you spent. Well, look at this, I bought that, and I bought that. Well, then they're gonna like, really? You got money. And then you're gonna get used, and then you're gonna get miserable. But if you don't want people to use you, then don't brag about everything, every dollar bill that you go out and spend, whether it's on you or other people, or, because then you're setting yourself up. So anyway, I do love you. You could give this video a thumbs up. You could subscribe to this YouTube channel. Plus, you could leave a message down below, beep, beep, beep. Plus, you can also check out my playlist, because you never know what Starlight's going to talk about next. And you can also check out, you can share my videos, and you can check out my Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that's Kathy with a K, Dingman Starlight. Anyway, I do love you. I have to go. I came all the way out here. I wanted to really slow down for the day and just enjoy making this video before I go to the library. Anyway, I love you. This is Starlight, love, light, and peace.